What is up, guys? Smooth here, back with another Minecraft video. And today we're going to be talking about the Star Wars mod. Do I got your attention yet? Now this mod is one of many different Star Wars mods, but I think this one is probably the best out of all the ones I've seen. There's a lot to go over, and I'm going to try my best to go over as many of the important things this mod has to offer. Now again, this is still a work in progress, and I think an update's actually coming very soon, and if this video gets good feedback, I'll probably do the update video as well. So we got Star Wars coming out, and we got to get a little bit festive with the times. So let's start off with the weapons. So you see we have different colored lightsabers, but we actually have an entire plethora to go through. Now there's only a couple that really have significant effects. So let's get the Gandalfy, the lightsabers, which I already had one, so I'll just leave that in here for now. And let's just get one of these. So the rest of them are pretty much similar in their effects. They just have different durabilities essentially in terms of how much shots remaining, and they do a little bit more different damage. So let's go over here so I don't destroy my world too much, and let's start off with the Gandalfy. So this is kind of just like a regular melee weapon. Like if you just use it to strike regularly, nothing will happen, but if you right click, you'll basically freak out anybody in a 20 block square radius. It's it's a pretty atrocious sound. But it's pretty much basic. Other than that, nothing too fancy. The lightsaber is where all the cool stuff really happens in terms of the weapons. If you start swinging it normally, you'll hear it has a ton of cool effects. And also, if you saw what I was doing before when I introduced the video, if you press shift and right click, you can put your lightsaber away or pull it back out. So pretty cool. Whoops, did not mean to do that. All right. But that's the gist of how that is done. Now to craft it, it's actually an endgame item, so it does need a lot of resources, and they're all listed right over here. Now when I was reading on the forums, I heard that a lot of people were having trouble crafting it, so I'm going to do this along with you guys, because some of these ores and ingots and whatnot, they look kind of like other ones in the game. So let's go in here, and you're going to need titanium chromium ingots, an Eye of Endor, and that's what's going to get you a containment field. So let's put these away and craft this together. All right, there we go. So let's grab all these and go to the crafting table. All right, so let's put these in the corners, these on the diagonals, and the Eye of Endor in the middle, and we now have our containment field. All right, so let's just throw that in there since we're not going to need any more. All right, and next up, we're going to have to make this object right over here. This is the plasma emitter. So we're going to need 6 hilt metal alloys, another quartz, a glass pane, and a block of diamonds. So again, this is not cheap, and you are going to have to go to the nether to get these items. So let's craft them right over here. These 3 on the side, 3 more right here, this one on the bottom, nether quartz on the middle, glass pane on top, and we now have the plasma emitter. All right, again, let's put that away since we're not going to need it any longer. And finally, we're going to use 2 of the items that we had previously to make the lightsaber finally. So the hilt metal alloys once again, the containment field which we made earlier, the plasma emitter which we also made earlier, and finally the kyber crystal. There's 3 different colors of kyber crystals. You have red, green, and blue. For this one, we're just going to be doing a blue one just for the sake of demonstration, and we'll do it right over here now. So we put the kyber crystal right in the middle. These 3 on the side, these 3 on the side, this one on the bottom, and the containment field on top. And we have now crafted our lightsaber. And you see I get an achievement for that, Elegant Combat. All right, let's put this away because we're elegant enough as it is. Oh, I didn't show you the gun, actually. That was the final thing I was going to show you. Now, most of the guns here pretty much do the exact same thing. Again, just different amounts of ammo and different damage, but if you shoot them, they'll just basically create like a little ball of fire there. Oops. Again, nothing too fancy, but let me just get rid of these before they destroy my world. They don't actually break blocks either, so at the moment they're all pretty generic. You're not going to expect anything too different out of these. All right, put that away, and let's get to the next part. So now we have the armor. They do have a decent amount of variety, and most of them are canon to the actual story. So you have 2 different kinds of Jedi robes. You have the light colored ones and the dark ones, and if you hold shift, you'll see that it gives you certain stats, which I'll explain in just a second. Alright, but first I'll show you how to craft them. I won't actually do it again, only with the more complicated stuff since some of them have quite a few steps. For here you just want to take a couple pieces of leather and some brown wool and you'll get the Dark Jedi outfit. And for this it's the exact same thing on the outside, but you just need a gray wool. Now, I actually have one equipped right now, so as you can see right over here, I actually do have some stuff leveled up in stats. You have Flora 53, Fauna 39, nothing for Terra, and 8 for Aqua. So Flora is basically, you get a higher level from that by walking on top of like grass blocks and whatnot. It's basically kind of like a traveling stat. Fauna is based on the amount of creatures that you kill in the game, mobs, NPCs, and whatnot. Terra is you're rewarded points for mining things. So again, any type of stone or ores or whatnot, that's how you get that. And Aqua is strictly done with traveling in water. So let me take this off, and I'm going to show you what can be done with these levels. So I'm going to press shift and right click, and then this will come up over here. So Jedi Master Smoothscape, my stats were listed, and you'll see over here, 4-step level 1. Learning cost 64 Terra. I don't have enough knowledge, but what 4-step does is, I actually have it written on the side over here. I'm going to read it word for word so I say it exactly correct to you guys. It grants the wearer the ability to climb up walls 1 block taller for each level learned without having to jump. This way of the Force requires knowledge in Terra. So as you can see, that was correct. And it does cost exponentially higher to level up each time. So I think it costs like 128 Terra the next time, or just acquiring Terra becomes half as fast on each different level. All right, next up we have Force Sleep level 1, which requires 64 Flora. Now, what Force Sleep does is it grants the wearer the ability to jump 1 block higher for every level learned. This way of the Force requires knowledge in Flora. Let me just stop reading that last part, but you guys get the gist. And this could potentially be OP, because I mean, if you get really good with this, you'll kind of end up like Yoda, where you're jumping like 65 blocks off the ground. It would be pretty cool. All right, next up we have Force Stride level 1. What Force Stride level 1 does is it grants the wearer the ability to move 20% faster per every level learned. So it's essentially like a mini speed potion, depending on how many levels you have. And I'm not sure if it actually stacks with speed potions, which would be pretty interesting. Next up we have Force Punch level 1. What Force Punch does is it grants the wearer the ability to increase the melee damage by 130% for each level learned. So again, this is kind of the equivalent to a strength potion, and that's all I have the ability to learn at the moment. Now, if you get everything to higher levels, and if you start unlocking some of these things, you also can get something called Jedi Stamina, which grants the wearer infinite food, which regenerates faster the higher your level in knowledge. And the last one is Force Resist, which grants the wearer 20% reduced damage for every level. So this is something you want to have on pretty much at all times while playing the game. You never want to take this off, because you're going to gain a lot more stats in the future as a result. Let me just set my time today so it doesn't stay dark. There we go. All right, now let's look up the other armors. I'll just show you how these two look before I show you the rest. So let's go into F5 mode. It's looking like that. All right, so let's go here. Oops. Oh, it's different for this. They already have everything. Almost everything in this mod is binded to shift right click. So a lot of the normal commands are not going to function the same way. So this is what this one looks like. Yeah, I think you saw this one earlier, but I'll put it on again. Regular Jedi Robes. All right, so now let's try on the Rebel Endor helmet. Now, a lot of these armor pieces can only be gotten on other planets, but you can't really craft them yet. There might be a way to do it in the future, but at the moment you just have to buy them all. So let's put on the Rebel Endor gear, and it's kind of glitchy. It's taking out the icon in the background, but let's see how I look. Look pretty funky. Looks like I could camouflage in the woods. All right, let's get the next one, the Rebel Hoth helmets. Rebel Hoth gear, rather. All right, let's take this stuff off over here and equip this stuff. All right, let's see how we look. This one looks pretty awesome, actually, pretty funky. Nice little Eskimo looking getup going on. All right, next up we have some of the troopers. So let's start off with the Scout Trooper. These actually look really good. I was a big fan of these. All right, so let's take these off and put these on. All right, there you go. I am now I look pretty evil, actually. I look like I'm ready to get onto the dark side. All right, Sandtrooper helmet. So let's try these on. Sandtrooper helmets can only be gotten on Tatooine, if I'm not mistaken, in this particular mod. So let's put these on and check myself out. Yeah, I do look pretty scary. I look kind of like almost like a mammoth sort of creature. All right. Let's look up Snowtrooper helmet. I think these are also only available on Tatooine. So let's get here. Oh no, I'm sorry. Snowtrooper is actually the one that's only available on Hoth, if I'm not mistaken. All right, let's check these out. Pretty funky. I look like I have a Game Boy on my chest. Not too shabby. All right, so let's put all these away and get to the next group of stuff. and we're going to be flying around in just a second. So you have the Bounty Hunter helmet, and you'll notice that this actually has 6 pieces in the set. So this is the normal pieces of equipment right over here, and then you also have a Bounty Hunter jetpack and a Bounty Hunter jetpack chest plate. So you basically have to combine these, and then you'll eventually be able to fly. And I'll show you these in just a second. So first, let's put on the regular gear. Oh, I gotta take these off first. All right, those are off. Helmet, boots. Let's check ourselves out. Look a little bit crazy. I look like I got a Lucha Libre mask on. But let's put on our jetpack. So the jetpack chest plate, just like that. Now I'm gonna go into survival mode. And you're gonna see that I'm now capable of flying. I don't think there's actually any restriction on how long you can fly, so there's no like durability on this, and so you're never really losing anything. So you could pretty much fly indefinitely, at least in the current state of the mod, which is a little bit too OP. Again, you're essentially in creative mode, except you can take damage. So that might be something that they change in the near future, but if you do play the mod, you can take advantage of it now. All right, so let's put this away. Let's get to the Rebel Pilot helmet. Rebel Pilot gear, rather. All right, let's take this off, put this on. And this looks like I want to say I look like a Pokemon trainer. Pretty cool. All right, next up, the AT-AT pilot gear. Alrighty. Take this stuff off, no more Pokemon training, and put this stuff on. And this looks similar to to one of the Trooper outfits. Almost exactly the same, except the Game Boy on my chest looks slightly different. Alrighty, now the TIE pilot helmet. Some of the more scary looking stuff. Get rid of this. Put this on. And yeah, Darth Vader status over here with a Game Boy on my chest. Pretty sweet. And finally, we have the Stormtroopers. So again, when you put this stuff on, you will never shoot anything accurately. I'm just kidding, but if the mod goes according to the movies, that's probably how that'll function. All right, so let's put all this stuff away because we're gonna have to do a lot of stuff with this inventory very soon. Let me see. Do I have anything left in my? Okay, I'll just walk around like a Stormtrooper for now. That will be fine. All right, so I'm going to skip over transportation for now because that's basically when we're going to go to different dimensions, and I want to save that for last. That's where all the goodies come in. All right, so let's see. The droids, the mobs and NPCs, and the music. I'll just show you guys what they have for the music for now. Now, I'm not actually going to play these, but they actually have extremely high-quality versions of these 5 songs from the actual Star Wars soundtrack. So you have A New Hope by John Williams, Star Wars Throne Room theme by John Williams once again. They're all by John Williams. Oh, there you go. I just learned that. The Princess Appears, Imperial March. Again, this is probably the most well-known one, and Cantina Band. So again, for copyright reasons, I don't want to have YouTube, bothering me about this. So I won't play any of these for now. But I'll just take my word for it. They're all very, very good. All right. So next up, I'll go to the mobs and NPCs. So I'll just take all these out over here, and we'll just spawn them in this little cage right over here. All right, so first up we have the Jawa. Oh, I forgot. I actually have myself in peaceful mode, so let me take myself out of peaceful mode. These mobs are incredibly loud, by the way. They're absurdly, ridiculously, obnoxiously loud. And I actually have my volume at a low level. So just keep in mind that if you're ever like around a ton of these, things can get a little bit crazy. So let's spawn the Jawa. He talks quite a bit, and if you had a handful of these, it would just get completely reckless. And there we go. By the way, the lightsaber is by far the most powerful item in the game. It actually does 30 damage, so you can pretty much one-hit most of the regular mobs. Some of them are going to take 2 to 3 hits. Alright, here we have the Bantha. These actually range in HP, by the way, and I also believe you can mount them. So let me just get an inventory slot free over here. And let's go over here. And you'll see I'm now on top of the Bantha. Yeah, see, it'll eventually kick you off. There is a certain way to tame them, but I'm not sure if it's properly implemented yet. But supposedly you could saddle them. I tried putting saddles on them, and it didn't appear anywhere on the actual creature. So for now, just going to keep it as is. And also they drop bantha horns. This item, it doesn't do anything as far as I know. I've been looking into, you know, all the little items here and all the little nuances. This one appears to be pretty useless at the moment. But again, an update is coming very soon. So next up, let's spawn the Dewback. Dewback is a pretty cool looking mob, and it's also another one that you can ride. So let me just see if I can go on it with this equipped. Let's see. Let's do that. There we go. Now we're on it. It's gonna kick me off any second. Yeah. They don't tolerate me too much. So I guess I gained a little bit of weight. Maybe it's my my Stormtrooper outfit. Let's get rid of this guy as well. Let's get that XP. All right. Next up, we have the Gamorrean Guard. Now this guy honestly looks exactly like the General Grardar from RuneScape, like the Bandos boss. Let's get rid of him over here. Again, he actually has a lot of health. You see, he has 45 health, so he's the first one that actually takes 2 hits. And again, just XP for the drop. Next up, we have a Wampa. This is I think this is actually the strongest mob, if I'm not mistaken. I think they do the most damage. And I'm pretty sure you can't ride these. I'm 99% sure, but let's see if they're capable of being mounted. No, you can't. Alright, that was that. Next up, we have the Tauntaun. Tauntauns actually spawn with a pretty big range in terms of how much health. So this one has 26, and they also have baby Tauntauns. I'm not sure if they spawn randomly with eggs. You'll see this guy over here. What's his health? 26, and this one also 26. This one 24. Yeah, so you can see that they do have different health, and these are also rideable. So let me see if I can get it from this angle. Get a little closer. I just gotta do it in first person mode. Oh, there we go. So now there we go. Riding him. I guess they're a lot less tolerant of me riding them, but let's get rid of them. Now these also spawn on Hoth, by the way. Hoth, according to the mod creator, a handful of creatures are supposed to only spawn on oh boy, this guy. Get out of here. And I just got a nice little item drop over there. I got the ionization rifle from that. Did not expect that. It's pretty cool. All right, let's set my time today once again, and let's see what's the next one. So we got the Tauntaun, now an Ewok. Cute little guy right over here with his little spear. But let's get, again, only 5 health, so he's pretty weak. And they drop leaves. He also drops leaves, and occasionally they drop that spear as well. So let's put these away. And finally, we have these 3 over here. So we have the Tusken Raider. These guys are the most obnoxious thing I've ever seen. There was one of the reasons why I'm in Peaceful is because if you go over there, you'll literally just hear that non-stop noise all the time. Yeah, I've had enough already. Next up is the Wookiee. We got a little Baka over here. And I believe they have male and female versions, if I'm not mistaken, but let's see. They all look the same. I'm not sure. I might have been looking at another mod when it happened, but they also dropped this item over here, the Wookiee Bowcaster. Doesn't do too much damage, but let's see. I'm gonna set my world on fire. Oh, sorry, buddy. All right, let's not ruin our mod. Alright, and it's getting real again, you can see it gets really loud when you have a lot of mobs. They make a lot of noise even with my volume only at 10%. There we go. Alright, and finally we have the Tatooine Villager. These you can trade with. Let's get rid of these items first. And I'll explain, well, once we go to Tatooine, I'll explain how the entire concept of the mod works. But if you right click on them, you could trade with them just like a regular villager. You have Imperial credits, and you could buy a handful of different things like droids, you know, different things to teleport, food, etc., etc. But again, I'll show you guys all how that works later. And I'm going to go into Peaceful for just 2 seconds because this is going to be a little bit too much noise for this mod review. All right, they're all gone, nice and quiet. All right, so let's put these away. Actually, wait, let's put these away, and then we'll look over the droids next. There we go. Alright, so let's grab all of these. And this item over here is not an actual droid, it's a droid collar. This is actually what you use to tame any of the droids. Now, the droids are they're essentially just pets. They really don't do anything, although there is one that is hostile. And I believe it is the probe droid. So actually, I'll go into game mode 0, And let me just, I gotta put my lightsaber out right away because I think he'll set me on fire. Oh, I'm still in peaceful. Let's change that up. Easy, there we go. Oh, I don't have any more. Oh, man. All right, let's go back in there. Go back into creative. And let's get that droid once again. Where is he? There you go. Viper probe droid. Let's make sure that we are in the correct difficulty. We are in easy. All right, now let's go back into survival. Game mode 0. All right. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you'll see that he'll do, let's see how much damage he does with fire. So 3 hearts, 4 hearts, 4 hearts basically. All right, and you'll see that he was really easy to kill. Once you basically you knock a droid, even in the slightest, they'll essentially drop into their item form. So here we have the droid protocol 2.
I'm going to regret this.
And again, yeah, they really don't do much. They'll just follow you around. You can tame them. I'd have to use the item to tame them. But they'll basically just stand still or follow you. Ooh. Alright. Next up, we have the GNK Power Droid. This is the little guy over here. I like his little foot movements, by the way. Kind of cute. Alright, next up we have the M6E6 Repair Droid. Looks like a little cockroach turtle kind of thing. Alright, let's put this guy away. Oh, this guy has like a weird hitbox, like misaligned. Alright, next up we have the Protocol Droid, which is C-3PO from the movies.
Did you hear that?
He looks like he's constantly upset with his hands on his hips, which is, I guess, what you would expect. He's got the World Championship Wrestling belt over there. Alright, next up we have the 2-1B Surgical Droid. This guy looks like Mr. Meeseeks. Pretty cool. Actually, this one looks the funkiest out of them all. I'm a big fan. Alright, next up we have the Astromech Droid. Beep boop beep boop. Alright. Finally, there's 2 different kinds, so let's put them side by side. Pretty cool. Alright. And now I think we have 1 or 2 more left. Oh, that actually was all of them. Alright, let's step up to the next thing. So I'm going to show you guys some of the new items that are in this mod. So let's put these away. Actually, let me hold on to that lightsaber because you never know. So the new items are right over here, new blocks in particular. So right over here you have a moisture evaporator. These are found on Tatooine, and since Tatooine is essentially an entire planet full of it's basically just a desert. If you right click these, you'll see that you get water droplets. These can actually be used to craft water. So if I go over here and I place them just like so, I'll get a water bucket. Where the metal comes from, I have no idea, but that is the crafting recipe. All right, now let's get to some of the ores. So you have chromium ore, titanium ore, and you have a titanium chromium block. So again, when you break these, smelt them, combine their ingots, you get that. Here are the Endor base items. When I actually went to when I actually teleported to Endor, I wasn't able to see a single Endor base. So all these items, for the time being, they might just be added, but they're not actually in. Oh my goodness. Let me go to peaceful. That's a lot. All right. They're actually not implemented as far as I know, and I looked pretty thoroughly inside Endor, so it is what it is. But hopefully they add this very soon. All right. Next up, we have Tatooine sand. So you have 2 different color varieties over here, and you'll notice that this one actually matches over here. When I spawned this world, and this is just a regular vanilla world, at least in how it spawned, there's a small mistake where they actually turn desert biomes into Tatooine biomes. So you'll see in the corner over there that we're actually in a Tatooine biome. Kind of strange, but not a very big deal. And there's also one difference with regular sand. So here we have regular sand, and here we have 2 different types of Tatooine sand. If I break these, you'll notice that they're not affected by gravity, as regular sand is. So there's a small little difference. I'm not sure if it's intended that way, but I have a feeling it will be changed eventually. Here we have 3 different kinds of Tatooine sandstone. This one with the little creeper face. Over here we have a space lamp. This one actually has, I believe, the same light level as glowstone. And finally, a sandstone table, which is pretty cool. This actually wouldn't be the worst idea to add to regular Minecraft. All right, so that's the gist of those blocks. Let's get to some more items over here. All right, now, let's get to the transportation section, then I'm going to show you guys what all that good stuff is over here. In terms of miscellaneous, most of these are stuff that we're going to see in just a second. So these are like all crafting recipes for like lightsabers and for hyperdrive engines. Imperial credits are what you use to buy stuff, and these are just 2 different varieties of food. And bantha milk with the horn as well, again, which I'm not sure if it actually does anything at the moment. At least it's not listed on like the wiki that the guy has on his site. So let's go to transportation. So before I go to all the hyperdrives and how they work and what they do, I'm going to go over the speeder bikes as well as the land speeder over here. So I made this funky little bridge over here to kind of guide me through, because if you go in water, these things are basically worthless. You have to break it and get yourself out, go back on land, and then start fresh. So here we have the 74Z speeder bike. This one is crazy fast, actually. So if you go over here, you'll notice that it's like a super horse. And it can go over 1 block, but it cannot go over 2. And it's also capable of firing missiles. Let me see. There you go. It's a little bit wonky with how that all works. Like, oh, it's a little bit better now. The first time I did it, it was barely functioning. All right, I'm gonna blow up my whole world. All right, that's gone. Oh my goodness, it's so fast. Yeah, and also they have health the way like a mob does. I'm not sure if that's intended for just to make it easier to break, or if that's there to like let's say that you're in a battle with somebody else, so they can potentially break the speeder that you're on to, you know, stop you from going somewhere. All right, next up we have the... Oh, these have the same name, they're just different colors. All right, so basically exact same thing. Really, really fast. This is the fastest speed of transportation you have on land, and it can shoot missiles as well. Pretty basic stuff, you guys get to deal with that. And let's put this away. 1, 2, 3 hits. And finally, we have the big boy. This is basically like a Hummer version of the other 2. This is the X-34 land speeder. So this one looks really cool, actually. Looks straight out of the Jetsons almost with how it's designed for this game. But this one is actually much slower, and as far as I can tell, it doesn't have the ability to fire. Like, I'm right-clicking, I'm spamming right-click. So yeah, this one actually does not have the ability. I had to double check, because the other 2 were... I had to press it a couple times. It wasn't like 1 click equals 1 fire. Oh, did I just break something important? No, I didn't. Alright, cool. Alright, let's go back to daytime. Set time, set day. Alright. So now that we got these items out of the way, I'm just going to throw them into our little garbage bin over here. Alright. You have these items over here. So you have all these different hyperdrives, which will basically, again, it says your ticket to the galaxy. It will teleport you to different planets. So let's take all these out, and I'm going to show you how to craft them. So you have, where's the basic one? Might have put it away. Okay, so basically these are all for the specific planets, but in order to use any of these, you have to start off by just creating a hyperdrive. So let's go through them and all the steps. Now, it's quite a few steps, so that's why I'm going to guide you guys through the entire process. So first, you're going to need some titanium ore and some chromium ore. You're going to mine both of these blocks, which you'll get these over here. So again, you'll get titanium. Let me put these over here for now. Whoops. There we go. All right, so you have titanium dust and chromium dust. So let's put them in this chest. I'm sorry, in this crafting table right over here, and you'll get titanium chromium dust. In the next step, you're going to want to grab those and smelt them. So you just go over here like this. I'm going to put some coal in, and you'll just wait for them to smelt, and you actually get a pretty good return on each piece of titanium chromium dust, which would make sense since it each takes 2 ores. Coming right now. You'll get 2 titanium chromium ingots. We're not going to need these, but I'll show you them right over here. So you take 9 of them, and you'll spawn a titanium chromium block. So let's grab all these. Again, just making it really easy for you guys to see. Just like that, titanium chromium block, and you guys are all set. So you're going to need 2 titanium chromium blocks, and you're going to want to combine it with a block of quartz to get a hyperdrive motivator. So just like that, 1, 2, block of quartz, hyperdrive motivator acquired. All right, next up is this guy over here. So we made the containment field earlier. That was with that was done with the lightsaber, but you're also going to need the hyperdrive motivator we just made, as well as another titanium chromium ingot, and that will produce a hyperdrive engine. So let's put all these in our inventory and get to crafting. All right, 1, 2, 3, and we now have our hyperdrive engine. And I just got an achievement, Kessel Run in 12 parsecs. Very interesting. And finally, we have our hyperdrive engine and sand to get the Tatooine hyperdrive. Now, this is the only one that you can craft. All the other hyperdrives have to be acquired by buying them from other villagers on other planets. Oops. Let's go right over here. Hyperdrive engine, regular sand, and we now have the Tatooine hyperdrive. So let's get rid of all the excess stuff that we did not need. Let's put that over there, put that over there, and we have all of our, oops, let's go. We have all of our hyperdrives. So now we're going to start off by traveling to the first place. So again, in your objectives as an explorer in this world, the first place you have to go to is Tatooine. So you press shift, you right click, and you'll now be spawning in the new area. Some of these actually generate in a really slow way. They'll lag your world very badly, but Tatooine is the one that's probably the best coded. So again, you'll see it's an entire desert world. We have the moisture evaporator over here with the water droplets, and you have all these little house over here. But I'll quickly show you the mobs. So if you go over here, you're going to see that you have the dewback as well as the bantha. Just wanted to slap around a little bit. And when you go inside here, you'll see some of the villagers. And there's actually something that's kind of funny. So if you go inside these chests, you have Imperial credits, and you can occasionally get some random gear and whatnot. So this one has nothing. But if you trade with them, they're basically trading you with Imperial credits. So you can actually steal from them, and that's how you get your stuff. So this one, he sells pistols and whatnot. What was that one right there? The really, really loud annoying stick. And nothing too crazy from this guy. But some of them actually have really good items. So let's look around, see if we can get a guy with some pretty good deals. I'm trying to show you one that has some of the teleports. Alright, so let's see. Did we go to this one? Nope, just, oh, this one actually has a jetpack, so this would be incredibly useful. And I think if, because this is sort of early game. Well, sort of early game, because it does take quite a bit of resource to get this far. But let's fly around. Got some different kind of structures in terms of what you have. Sorry, what you have spawning around. And I think there's nothing up here. There might just be a chest at the top, if I'm not mistaken. Oops. Let's go up. Is there anything? Nope, there is not. Alright. And here you have a whole ton of them. I don't know how this guy got up here. I don't think the stairs fit this guy, but let's knock him down. You don't belong. There you go. Oh, he took fall damage. Alright, so this guy over here. So he has some droids, which we did not see before. Some food, which we saw on Earth. But where are the teleports? Do none of these guys have teleports? Because I know I saw one earlier. Let's see. Oh, there we go. So you have a Yavin 4 hyperdrive, and it costs 128 Imperial credits, so it's not cheap. So apparently this guy has a couple of them. So he also has Kashyyyk and Endor. So that's basically how you would get to these different planets. Now, if you look around, again, they have some pretty funky looking structures. You have this like Coliseum looking one, mini Coliseum, and then you have that little guy over there. This one was kind of obscure. And this one, which I actually think I missed earlier. I think I just glossed over this one. But it's pretty much empty. So nothing crazy inside. And this one kind of stands out like a sore thumb. Like, I'm not sure where you're supposed to go with it, but it's completely unfunctional. It's basically just made out of like different colors of clay and whatnot, but let's break it, see if there's anything inside. Nope. So nothing really you could do over there. Alright, let's get to the next place. So we just went to Tatooine. Got an extra one over there, we'll get rid of that. So let's go to Hoth next. Alright, so let's get down to the ground. Shift, right click, and we're in a new world. Alright, so let's go back into easy, so that way we can get some more spawns. When I looked around over here, and I was pretty thorough with it, I only really saw Tauntauns. And let me see if I can find you guys a baby Tauntaun. But basically this entire world, you know, just like the movies, just a big broad ice world. Not really too much going on the mod over here. I definitely like looked here thoroughly, but I think that this is going to be a work in progress when it happens. Is that a baby? Looks small from here. It's a regular Tauntaun. Check over here. Regular Tauntaun. Let me see if I'm just gonna grab it over here and see if I can spawn one for you guys. They're pretty cute. All right, let's see. Hopefully not too loud. No babies. I guess no. I mean, I only saw one, so kind of strange. Maybe they're like a rare spawn. But this is the gist of the world. There's supposed to be like a handful of other stuff, like some more mobs, like the Wampa. But I really didn't see anything. Again, just tauntauns throughout the entire world. Just, you know, ice, snow, and that's about it. But again, it's probably going to be something that's fixed in the near future. But let's get to the next stuff. So let's hop down, and now let's go to. Let's see which one should be next. Let's go to Kashyyyk. Now Kashyyyk actually is one of the prettiest looking biomes I've ever seen in like a custom mod. It's really well done. I love the trees and stuff. And here is where we're gonna find the Wookies. I just want to make them make some weird sounds. Whoa, that was did 10 damage critical with just a punch. That was pretty epic. But again, same concept with this over here. There really is nothing spectacular going on. It just looks like a really attractive landscape. Like I would love to build a base over here. Cool little waterfall. This world actually will lag you so badly. I mean, when I fly at a very fast speed, like I'll get to borderline crashing. So if you don't have a good computer, this might give you a lot of problems. I don't think it's been fully optimized, but if you press F3, you'll see that it's basically one of the higher worlds. You'll see it's almost like amplified terrain. You'll see I lag out every couple seconds. But that's basically the gist of Kashyyyk. So let's move on to the next one, and I think we can go to let's see. Let's go to Endor. All right, Endor it is. Let's look around here, and this one is kind of similar, except it's much more flatlands. You have these really, really big trees. These are actually, I guess, similar in size, but they're just much thicker. That sounded terrible. But anyway, here you have the Ewoks, these little guys. Let's see how fast do they run. Not fast enough. And again, there's supposed to be like some kind of structures over here, like an Ender base, but I wasn't able to find a single thing, and whoa, I'm lagging. Same problem as Kashyyyk over here. It's the world limit is set pretty high, so it will cause you to, you know, have some struggles in terms of loading time. And finally, let's get to Yavin 4. All right, so let's set the time today. Time set day. I just earned an achievement. That's no moon. Cool. Oh wow, that looks pretty insane. Now over here you can get to a Jedi temple, and I actually just spawned next to one. It took me. You know, the funny thing is that when I actually first started checking out the world for this mod review, I wasn't able to find one for a couple minutes, and I didn't realize there was one right behind me. So when you go in here, you're gonna get a couple random chests, and again, this is the only place where you can get the Kyber crystals to make your lightsaber. So let's see. There might be. Is there a chest under here? Like one buried away. Am I feeling lucky over here? Nada. Alright, so let's go to the other corners. I think they all have exactly 4 chests. They essentially spawn the exact same way, but maybe when the grass overlaps with them, you can't see anything. But if they don't have, I guess we're gonna have to go exploring, guys. Oh, so we finally found 2 more. These might be the ones that I saw earlier. But let's see. Let's go down over there. And, oh, I don't think this one is it. This one has a lot more grass inside. So let's go through here. No chest in this direction. I don't think we're going to get lucky with any chest over here. Let's break it through. Any luck? Maybe, maybe. Going, and gone. There's nothing over there. Wow, this is just really unlucky. Let's see. It's actually much luckier my first time around. Nothing over here. Nothing there, and same situation over here, it seems. Oh, that was not fun. Alright, so let's go up here and go into the other pyramid. These funky looking... Oh, there's 3 next to each other. Wow. So this is definitely one I didn't see before. That's pretty sweet. Alright, so we got a chest. We actually have chests. Alright, this is good. This is good. Okay, sweet. So we got a Rebel Pilot chest plate and some more Imperial credits. Let's look over here. Really want to try to find you guys like a Kyber crystal or something kind of interesting, if possible. So let's look into that third one and see if we get lucky. So which one was I just in? I'm not even sure. Well, one of the other one definitely was just covered in grass blocks. So I think that's this one, so it's got to be this one. Really, really like the look of these things, these Jedi temples. Oh wow, 2 of them spawned on top of each other. That's pretty epic. But that probably means I'm not going to get anything inside. That's pretty weird. I guess it needs to be optimized a little bit further, but I wonder what the odds of that actually happening are. So let's just dig down the middle. Oh, lucky block. Oh, that is not good. Let's see. So any chest over here? Probably not going to find anything. Let's get a little bit lower, see if I can see anything. No luck. But basically, I'd imagine that Kyber crystals are kind of... Oh, wait. Let's break these blocks on top. It's a miracle, actually. In all this mess, I actually found one. I'm sure that if I broke this to, like, absolute oblivion... Oh, there it goes again. It's got to be a little bit more dedicated. Look at that. There's 2 right here. So let's see if we get extremely lucky. Now, when I was looking earlier, I couldn't find a single Kyber crystal, but it would be really nice to know, like, how rare they are exactly. Because as it seems, it might be pretty hard to find one. Alright, so let's... If we could do that, we could probably do it again. Any more? Let's fly over here. Okay, there's another one right there. This is so weird. Alright, there's blocks above it. And we got a heavy blaster pistol and some more Imperial credits. Let's see if I can find one last one. I'm not sure. This is the one we just opened, and I think that's one over there. Yeah. Is that the one that I saw earlier? I think so. Yeah, same one. So basically, Kyber crystals are pretty rare, which I guess makes sense because the mod creator said that he did want it to be an endgame item. But anyhow, let's head back to Earth. So the Earth hyperdrive is only acquired again by trading with like a Tatooine villager at the moment. And if you get stuck on Tatooine, you're going to have to find some Imperial credits. Otherwise, you're going to have trouble getting home. So let's press shift and head back. Alright guys, that was it for Parzi's Star Wars mod. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it was a lot to take in, but if you have any questions, I'll gladly answer them in the comments. And I'll try to leave as much information about this mod in the description below. So hopefully that'll help you guys out. If this video helped you, a like would be very much appreciated, as it does help me out as well. And subscribe if you want to see videos similar to this one in the future. This was Smooth, and I'll see you all later. Take it easy, guys.